America's two party trick. Over the weekend, the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, announced that he would start a new political party, the American Party. The challenge to both Democrats and Republicans. Musk spent hundreds of millions of dollars to help Republicans in the 2024 elections. So Democrats are gleeful at the prospect of that money being spent against Republicans in the future. Meanwhile, Trump has dismissed the effort, calling it ridiculous. What is key here is that third party don't fail in the US politics because of a lack of money or good ideas. They fail because the rules are stacked against them. Musk's push for a new party is apparently driven by his dismay at the deeply unpopular spending bill narrow passed by congressional Republicans last week. The bills cut spending largely on healthcare for poor, but these cuts are more than offset by substantial tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans, and the bill is expected to substantially grow the next national debt. Musk's DOGE initiative spent money to trying to save the government money. He apparently feels betrayed at seeing the budget deficit to explode anyway. America Party would join in a long line of parties looking to capitalize on public discontent with the Republicans and Democrats. After all, neither major party is well liked, even if individual leaders are. And a third of Americans eligible to vote never bothered to do so. The thought is that new party could mobilize these voters, turning elections into a third way race. It's not going to happen. First off, the fact that Americans are dissatisfied with the major parties doesn't mean that they'll support a third party. For instance, there are plenty of people who don't like the Democratic Party because it isn't progressive enough. Others don't like it because it's too progressive. There isn't just a single set of issue position that voters don't like the current parties that can unite around. As for mobilizing those voters who never turn out in elections, good luck. More people might turn out to vote if there were more choices. But that leads us to the second problem. The system is rigged against them. Most election in US and all election from Congress and the presidency use a winner take all system. Under this system, whichever candidate can get the most votes and there's no prize for the second place. Suppose that a voter favors a minor party, like the small government Libertarian Party. In the election, they see that a Libertarian Party isn't likely to win, so they likely decide not to waste their vote and go for a party that's reasonably close to their views and has a shot at winning. For a voter, the that's probably the Republicans. Because this strategic deflection, the Libertarian Party doesn't get the votes of most of its own supporters. If there's no prize for second place, no one is going to vote for a party that can't get first place. It's frustrating for third party leaders who shout out that they could win if people didn't defect. But it's just voters behaving rationally. Having a two multi democracy would require radical changes to the system, like moving to the sort of proportional representation used in most developed democracies. But there are smaller steps that could be taken to make a third party more viable. Fusion ticket laws allow different parties to nominate the same person for office, giving minor parties leverage in elections. Open primaries give minor parties a chance to get on the general election ballot. Not surprisingly, state legislatures and members of the Congress, almost all of whom are from the major parties and won under the current rules, oppose such changes. The platform proposed by Musk focuses on deficit reduction and efficiency. It's very similar to the most successful third party in recent US history, Reform Party. This party arose from Texas billionaire Ross Perot's failed run at the presidency in 1992 and supported Perot's second run at the White House in 1996, as well as other candidates across the country. Reform's party only notable success came from Jesse Ventura, a former pro wrestler who became governor of Minnesota in 1998. But he left this party after a year and didn't try for a second term. The party soon developed into fights between the right wing candidates like Pat Buchanan and moderates like Trump, who campaigned for the party's presidential nominations in 2000, and it all fell apart soon afterwards. It's telling that Reform Party, which lasted about 10 years and had one electoral victory, it is the most successful third party in the last 100 years. Under current rules, that's really just one way that a third party could be successful. If it gets enough support that it looks like it could win, strategic defection starts to work for it, not against it. And other voters who otherwise would have supported one of the major parties might decide to vote for the American party instead. This is what happened in US when Republican Party replaced the Whig Party in 1850s. If Musk really wants to change the playing field, he better pay off spending money to reform the electoral system, to make minor parties more viable, than working to get people elected. As it is, the rules that we have ensure that third parties can't win, and no amount of money or dissatisfaction with the party we have is going to change that.